Now he might not seem it, but standing at a whopping 5'1", Kagamine Len is as tough as nails. Why else would he have a version 2 and version 4 voice banks titled Cold and Serious when his counterpart Rin's voice banks are titled Warm and Sweet if he wasn't meant to be feared? What game is Krypton playing it here? Are they trying to tell us that you should be scared of Len? WikiHowl's guide on how to make a YouTube video tells me to start my videos off with a hook, so I'm going to do just that. Since Len and Rin's names were meant to be based off the concept of left and right, Len is scary because he's meant to represent left-handed people, and if we think back to the Dark Ages, left-handed people were prosecuted for being witches, and witches are very scary, so that means left-handed people are scary. Left-handed people like Len. But I'll tell you what's more scary than witches: guitars, and Kagamine Len's design was inspired by the guitar. This connection has significance to what makes him scary. Because if we talk about Len from purely his use as an instrument, just like the guitar, Len isn't mainstream, but he does have a niche following backing him up, and he's been used in many awesome songs. And these songs, as a result of Len's characterization, his voice usually has a youthful but energetic tone, lacking a sinister nature, but that's what makes Len so scary, as the human brain tends to fear the unknown, as it cannot register the unknown. I believe it was Shakespeare who said, for the guise of his writing, "Look the innocent flower, but be the serpent that is hidden underneath." This antithesis perfectly summarizes Kagamine Len, and when the serpent comes out to bite, we'll all be left shocked, shaken, and scared. Because despite his innocent appearance, Len would undoubtedly suffer from a Napoleon complex, which is a stereotype that shorter men overcompensate for their height by acting aggressive or assertive. Now, if Len was definite and real like Tedo is, it would be extremely likely that he would suffer from a Napoleon complex, because there's a virtual idol who stands at 156 centimeters tall and weighs 47 kilos. He would be conscious of his height, and he would without a doubt have that dog inside him, which can surface, shown in his power voice bank. And there's nothing scarier than seeing someone who's so kind, so cool, tumble down from grace. It would be like watching Justin Bieber fall off, but this time I'd actually care. Also, I thought I'd take this time to bring us back to the guitar observation, because the amount of times guitars are used in violence a year is unmeasurable. But that's because the figure's 0, but it still stands that guitars are scary instruments, and Len is a scary instrument. And guitars would have a Napoleon complex because they're very small, solidifying this. But if you don't think any of this is scary, and you still aren't convinced by my extremely lukewarm arguments, just listen. Just listen to this part of Bring It On. Doesn't this version of Len strike fear into you? Okay, maybe that wasn't that scary, but you know what it is? Any of Kiko's songs, and Kiko has used Len in the song Corpse Dance. Yikes. Now, to finish this video off, I'd like to say that I clearly understand that Len is an empty canvas, and all of his physical features and statistics are merely arbitrary, but that doesn't make any of my arguments bad, because there's one thing I learned from Evangelion, is that in everyone's head, there exists a different Shinji, but the Shinji that matters the most is a Shinji in Shinji's head. So it's not Len's left-handedness, or his relationship with guitars, or his Napoleon complex that makes it scary. It's you who makes him scary. It's us who makes him scary. So all you gotta do is believe.